5 seconds remaining.
And not only getting a lot of gold out of that, but a decent chunk of experience now halfway through his level 5.
Ace is going to come back to the lane. He's just about to hit level 5, which is really good news. So he'll probably have the level 3 double edge available for him. So Weon needs to be careful until he gets 6. And in the meantime, Hani at top lane, they finally secured the kill on the Undying.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were talking about. The Concussive and the Ancient Seal. Hani should be able to get in quite a few auto attacks with the Overpower and has his phase boots up now.
Not as easy as it
seems.
seems.
Solitude is going to move into the jungle now. He'll wait out this big camp and start stacking it up. We're 6.5 minutes in, and this Sand King is 1,300 gold towards his Blink Dagger. Actually not too shabby. He has that one assist from earlier on, and oh gosh, I'm going to miss another kill on Padrino up top. Hani playing this a little more straight up, not going for the sneaky Ursa moving into the Roche, but more the kind of true position one where he'll just farm away in vision of the enemies and move into the tower now. Padrino, he's in some trouble. He's stuck in the tree line. There's nowhere for him to go. There's even an RP here. I don't think they'll need it though. Yeah, Ancient Seal will come in, Shockwave, and this time it'll be a Rise that picks up the kill as Hani's looking around the tree line. Haki will come in and look to repel. There's a haste rune on the Magnus, and he'll just barely dodge that Crypt Swarm, but this is a very early Blink Dagger on the Magnus, and here you go. There's the RP on Haki. He'll get skewered back, and Hani just lays in the right clicks from the Overpower, and he'll find a double kill up top, and now this Tier 1 tower will take a lot of pressure. It's a 2 for 3, all things considered, and Roche still standing. So even though it started out bad for Fnatic, they're right there with the recovery.
Yeah, that was honestly somewhat of an odd sequence of events. Like, first of all, the Sand King, Solitude, he blinked in at the bottom lane and completely whipped his epicenter. So he lost half his mana pool and had to clear it up, but most importantly, he didn't have the ultimate available for him. And secondly, they went into the Roche Max with that thought, Weeha's going in again.
Yeah, he'll get a kill on the Skywrath. The Aegis will go the way of Hani. Roche finished off by the Dire. They'll double edge down the Slark, and it ends up being a bit of a feed from Weeha. Skewer off the mark again from Arise, moves into the tree line, but can't catch the Sand King. 1 for 1, but they get a kill in the position 1 in exchange for their support. And of course, Roche is finished off with the Aegis now in the hands of Hani. Now the fight breaking out on the high ground as Arise goes in. Levy getting clicked down by Hani. He'll be able to finish him off despite the kinetic field. They will still lose the Magnus, but Haki in some trouble. Hani going as deep as he can. Crypt Swarm flies through, but not enough to finish off the Ursa. Now they'll just turn on to Solitude as Centaurs join the party. Tombstone comes down, and with that, it looks like Fnatic will start to sound the retreat and will scoot to safety. The Blink Brothers are in full force in the front lines, and Arise has the invisibility rune on as he charges in, looking for that perfect opening with his RP. And we'll just use a solo RP onto Weeha, but pushes him into a silence, and they've got more than enough damage to burst down the Slark. Nice setup from Arise, and good use of the solo RP.
Come With Me is farming the jungle, and Weeha's looking to scout out somebody, but I guess due to the unfortunate timing of Come With Me just hitting up the last creep there, he won't be able to spot him out. They were farming at different camps anyway, so.
Yep. Ursa does find his BKB now, has the Aegis of the Immortal still online, so I think this is a window of opportunity for Fnatic to try and take a team fight. If they have their ultimates up, they should go for it, and they'll have the RP cooling down in just about 5 seconds or so. Look over the tree line and right into Levy. Hani hits him with a Thunderclap, or the Earth Shock, I suppose it's called, and more than enough to bring it down. Padrino now getting clicked pretty hard, and key off to the side. Will manage to get off his Yules, but in comes Solitude with an epicenter. Will there be any cleanup? Gets a lot of heroes low, finishes off the Centaur, but this is a 1 for 4 trade. Weeha's nowhere to be found. He's just farming in the top lane all by his lonesome. Yeah, Death Prophet's a great pushing hero, but not really a great ratting hero, because if she's by herself, that's kind of what happens. We'll see Hani finish off the Disruptor mid as he just bursts him down and starting to kind of snowball out of control. Sand King uses his stun onto Arise. Skewer pushes him to the low ground, right into Hani's face. Weeha's coming in, will pounce onto Arise and start going hard, but in comes Solitude with the epicenter. But Hani, he had a BKB on. He doesn't even really care all that much. Hani now with a triple kill as BBC just keeps shoving into him.
If this Slark at this point, you know, you're pointing out the lack of Scotty and how much gold he needed for quite some time now. If he was forced into a buyback, game was pretty much sealed.
Yeah, that's true. And down bottom, we'll see Hani grab Padrino. This time he uses the Abyssal, and that secures the kill onto the Undying.
So it's kind of just on to Hani to play Superman mode at this point with his Aegis and 3k gold to fall back on. But BBC are just adapting really well into the stage, and despite all things, they might be able to pull things out here, as they say that hockey gets picked up.
Yep, Abyssal Blade comes down, and Ursa just finding these solo pickoffs. The wicked 6th streak continues, and that's the great thing about the Abyssal Blade. If you find somebody in a solo scenario like that, you better believe they're going to die.
But
now,
with that momentum, they'll follow up with a bottom push.
Yeah, now this is scary. DP does not have gold for buyback here, and they have a fresh refresher up on a rise. So this is a double RP, Aegis Cheese with no DP for 20 seconds. Glyph is not available either. This is bad news bears for the Vulcan Bears.
Bad news bears indeed, man.
And oh, here we go. Fight will break out. They'll go right in onto Pedrino. Centaur will go down first. Levy gets completely repelled by the Centaur. In comes Solitude with a big epicenter. Does a lot of damage, but unfortunately his team's already been cleaned up and there's just no follow-up damage. He'll go down. They'll lose their Disruptor also. Still no buybacks have been used. Weeha's not even here. He's up top trying to do Rat Dota, but hey man, you're not nature's prophet. You're not going to be able to kill those structures too quickly. Hockey, he'll finally respawn. Uses his BKB, but he can't do anything but BKB and just walk back to the well. He just isn't powerful enough. They'll come back, try to bring down Weeha. They will repel him. It will cost them the Skywrath Mage. He'll look to reinitiate onto Rise. And the stun from Ace. They've got some sort of detection. The gem's on the Ogre, and yeah, multicast him down. So it will be a lane of barracks in exchange for a tier 3 tower. Slark is just not one of them, nor does he have any items that let him push better. No Desolator, no Assault Kuros, so it's pretty slow going. Now we'll see Weeha look to initiate here, but needs to be careful. There is a gem inbound. Come With Me does live for the initial onslaught, but still falls. Does manage to get off the Mystic Flare, and now they'll go in. Pedrino, the first to go down on the side of the Radiant. Solitude again with a decent epi, but it's just not enough. He'll force that to the low ground with a few hit points. Honey blinks down, pokes him once more. That'll make it a 2-for-1 as the godlike streak for the Ursa continues. So now we'll see the last outer tower for BBC go down. Fnatic is moving straight into the high ground. There is a glyph, but Haki gets initiated on, skewered back from a rise, and it's a dead Death Prophet to get things started. And again, she is not within realm of a buyback, so that's a minute with no exorcism, no DP. The ultimate's on cooldown anyhow. He used it in that last fight, so a little bit useless, but it's a 5v4 on the field. Tier 3 tower goes down, and looks like this exposed lane of barracks may be in some trouble. Weeha around the backside, looking to initiate. Disruptor gets picked off around the front. Weeha misses the pounce onto a rise. Oh no, you needed that one, friend. Now he'll get stunned up. He gets abyssal, and the Slark gets turned into sushi as he's chopped down. GG gets called from BBC, and honestly here, Clairvoyance, I think got a moment too soon.
Yeah, Honey Bear was the stronger bear in this game, and unfortunately for them, again, they did make a lot of mistakes in the mid game, and it's hard to put it another way. Like the way they got picked off, just pushing into the enemy sides of the map. Elsewhere at bottom lane, the DP going in alone. Weeha, he didn't get so much picked off as he did kind of miss farm because he was looking for targets. And honestly, Solitude, like the Sand King, could have landed some better stunts. And with the first epicenter whipping and the first Roshan fight happening the way it did, it kind of spiraled downhill from that point. Even though they could have come back, you know, with the amount of kills they were giving in the mid game unnecessarily. It was very hard and a difficult spot to stage that kind of comeback. So here it is, Hani, 19-3-12. A phenomenal performance out of him.